let's see, it is April 17th already, but so in sports news, there have been a lot of deals going around with with players signing extensions or agreeing to stay with the team that they've been playing with for the last who knows how long. So in baseball news, Pablo Lopez, who's a pitcher for the Minnesota Twins, has just agreed to a 4-year deal worth $73 million. The Minnesota Twins and right-handed pitcher Pablo Lopez have just finalized a 4-year deal that was worth $73.5 million. And Lopez is 27, so he's still young. He was acquired by the Twins in the January trade that sent Luis Arraez to the Miami Marlins. Lopez currently, even though it's still early in the season, is 1-1 with a 173 ERA and 4 starts in the Twins uniform. And he's currently leading the majors with 33 strikeouts and 26 innings pitched. Now Lopez is already making $5.45 million this season, and he would have been eligible for free agency at the end of the year. But overall, in his record between the Marlins and Twins, he's got 29 career wins and 32 losses with a 383 ERA, and 98 starts going between the Twins and the Marlins, going from 2018 until this year. Now, the Philadelphia Phillies yesterday had scored 9 runs in the first inning, which you don't see that very often. Tampa Bay Rays, who had won their first 13 games of the year, dropped 2 games in a row. So now, which added 2 losses to the record this year. After they won the first 13, and then they won yesterday. So now the Tampa Bay Rays are currently have the best record, but 14-2, 14 wins and 2 losses. And then there is Trevor Bauer, who was banned about 2 years ago for a sexual assault incident, makes his debut in the Japanese minors of baseball. So in Japan, Trevor Bauer, who was shunned by Major League Baseball clubs, basically Trevor Bauer is trying to find his way by pitching in Japan, where fans are drawn by his celebrity status and they seem unconcerned by his domestic violence allegations against him. Trevor Bauer, who was the 2020 Cy Young Award winner, had pitched his first competitive game in almost 2 years Sunday, and said that he is almost ready to debut in Japan baseball. He's pitching for the Yokohama Bay Stars, which is a minor league baseball team in Japan. And it's the home of the United States 7th Fleet, and Bauer allowed 4 hits and no runs, and he struck out 6 in 4 innings, where he pitched in front of 2,600 fans in Japan. Now, Bauer is 32 years old, but he has not pitched in over 2 years because no team wants him because of the allegation. Giancarlo Stanton for the Yankees lands on the injured list again with the hamstring injury. The Dodgers catcher Will Smith is placed on the injured list with a concussion. Let's see what happened here. Oh yeah, the Los Angeles Dodgers had placed catcher Will Smith on the 7-day concussion list Sunday after he had been sidelined for the first 2 games of their weekend series against the Chicago Cubs, and my Chicago Cubs had just swept the Dodgers. Smith has started 10 of the Dodgers' 15 games behind the plate this season, and the move was made retroactive back to April 13th. The manager, Dave Roberts, told reporters Sunday that Will Smith, who took 2 hard foul balls off his face mask in last week's series against the San Francisco Giants, had passed a concussion test Friday, but the team is being cautious. Now, symptomatically, Smith is not feeling well. Roberts had told reporters, according to the Los Angeles Times, he felt uneasy and foggy, so coming into Friday, we took him through the testing, and in the ensuing days he felt a little bit better, but we just want to be prudent and not run him out there. Now, catcher Austin Wynns was signed to a major league contract in a corresponding move, and right-handed pitcher Alex Reyes was transferred to the 60-day injured list, so that they can fit Wynns on the 40-man roster. Now Smith Now Smith is the Dodgers' leading hitter with a 333 batting average, and he is second on the team with 12 RBIs in 11 games, and he also has 3 home runs on the year. And it's a big loss. But we're putting a lot of workload on Austin Barnes right now, which he's accepting. But to not have Will Smith in the lineup, it's a big blow. The Brewers also placed right-handed pitcher Gus Varland on the 15-day injured list. The Milwaukee Brewers placed rookie reliever Gus Varland on the 15-day injured list Sunday, a day after the right-hander was hit by a comeback liner in a scary moment in the 10-3 loss at San Diego Padres. But the Brewers have also called up, so to make room for this, the Brewers have also recalled right-handed pitcher Elvis Peguero from the AAA Nashville. Now, the 26-year-old Peguero was acquired in a November trade with the Los Angeles Angels. Now, Varland was struck by a Manny Machado line drive in the 8th inning on Saturday, and the ball went off Varland's pitching hand before striking him on the chin and then on the left forearm. Now, I'll have them here. Also, even though I'm not a big football fan, but hold on here, I'll tell you in a minute. NFL here, because I knew I just saw something. Okay, quarterback Jalen Hurts for the Philadelphia Eagles has just signed a $255 million deal that will keep him there. The Philadelphia Eagles and quarterback Jalen Hurts have reached an agreement on a 5-year, $255 million extension, which includes $179 million guaranteed. Now Jalen Hurts' deal is the biggest contract in terms of average annual value in NFL history. The only other one to have had such a big deal was Deshaun Watson's $230 million contract signed last year with the Cleveland Browns. Now Hurts is only 24 years old, and he was an MVP candidate last season, throwing for he threw for 3,701 yards, and with 22 touchdowns, and he also had 6 interceptions last year, while rushing for 760 yards and 13 scores. He's showing tremendous growth as a passer in his second season as a full-time starter. But yep, so and then in basketball news, even though my Bulls are done for the year, but anyway, what I want to bring up is that DeMar DeRozan, who's the Bulls' starting shooting guard, basically had his daughter at the Toronto Raptors game, and she, I don't know what exactly happened, but I guess I'm going to have to research more news, but she was receiving death threats from the Toronto Raptors, team fans, like the fans of the Toronto Raptors. She was receiving death threats. I don't know if she said something that triggered them, but obviously she's 9 years old and they were threatening her, and I'm like, how pathetic is it that you got to threaten a 9-year-old? The Miami Heat lose Tyler Herro to a broken hand in Game 1. The rapper E40, who's a big fan of the Warriors, was thrown out of the game. Let's see what we got here and why. The Golden State Warriors fan and Bay Area hip-hop legend E40 was kicked out of Saturday night's playoff game between the Warriors and Kings in Sacramento, California, and he said that racial bias led to him being kicked out of the game. from watching the game. Now, videos show the rapper, whose real name is Earl Stevens, talking to security at Golden One Center before leaving his courtside seat. Now, the rapper issued a statement telling his side of the story, explaining that after being subjected to disrespectful heckling throughout the game, in the fourth quarter, he turned around and addressed one of the hecklers in an assertive but polite manner. After that, E40 said that security approached him, and he claims, they assumed I instigated the encounter and proceeded to kick me out of the arena. But unfortunately, it was yet another reminder that despite my success and accolades as a musician and entrepreneur, racial bias remains prevalent. He basically said that security saw a disagreement between a black man and a white woman, and they immediately assumed that he had to be the one at fault. But obviously, I'm pretty sure I'll find a video on that one later on. And Shohei Ohtani for the Los Angeles Angels, he's the only pitcher basically that's batting and that's pitching and batting, because he also plays the designated hitter role. He also does the designated hitter thing, and he wants to bat and he wants to pitch, and he wants to pitch also. So he's the only pitcher that's batting in the American League right now. Even though he didn't strike out that many batters in this game because it was cut short due to the rain, out in that area where they're pitching at, but he did record 3 strikeouts, which isn't a whole lot, but it's better than nothing. But even as a pitcher, he did rack up 2 hits, and he's batting .298 on the year. But let's see how that goes throughout the whole season. Now, my Cubs are gonna play one of the worst teams in baseball right now, which is Oakland. So the Cubs are heading out to Oakland tonight. The Cubs are 8-6, I think, which is a better record than what. Hold on, they're not gonna play till about 8. Yeah, they're not gonna play till about 8:40 tonight. So my Chicago Cubs are 8-6, and Hayden Wesneski is going to pitch for my Cubs, and then Kyle Muller is going to pitch for Oakland. Now Oakland's got one of the worst records. They're 13-3. They're 3-13. So they got 3 wins and 13 losses. And my Cubs have 8 wins and 6 losses. And because of this game particularly, the Cubs are favored to win it because of the record that they have. Because the Cubs have, and usually when the team has a higher winning percentage, like the Cubs are 8-6, and you got Oakland with 3-13. They're predicting 64% of the people are predicting that the Cubs will take this game because of the record. Right now, the Cubs don't have anybody in the injured list, but Oakland has 4 people already. So Freddie Tarnok, a right-handed pitcher, is on the 60-day disabled list, retroactive to April 13th. Manny Pena, a catcher, is on the 10-day disabled list, retroactive to April 15th. Same thing with Drew Ruxinski. He's on the 15-day disabled list, and Paul Blackburn. They're both on the 15-day disabled list, and Paul Blackburn was just placed on the disabled list today. He's on the 15-day disabled list, basically. And that should be about it for right now. I will be back sometime on Thursday with more baseball news and stuff I get, depending on what goes on in the next couple of days for baseball. But I hope you guys enjoyed. And so if you like the video, you can give the video a like and subscribe to my channel, RBW King. You can also hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified when a new video comes out. And also you can also leave a comment, let me know what you think. And if you want to support my work even further, you can donate to my Patreon link, which you can find in the About section of YouTube. And for just as little as a few bucks a video or a month, your donation can help go a long way. And thanks for listening.